Control over a population has always boiled down to the basics: money, information, and food. While we've been distracted by digital wallets and social media feeds, a quieter, more fundamental shift has been underway: the systematic dismantling of our traditional food supply chain. The new agricultural revolution is not about better yields. It is about centralized control, genetic engineering, and replacing nature with the laboratory. The promise is clean eating, sustainability, and solving world hunger. But the reality is the creation of the ecological matrix, where every calorie consumed is monitored, patented, and dependent on a global technological infrastructure. When food production is moved indoors, automated, and governed by corporate algorithms, who holds the real power? When the seeds, the soil, and even the final product are patented, food security becomes a leverage point for total compliance. We are exchanging millennia of ecological wisdom for a sterile, manufactured future. The global push to end traditional farming is driven by two powerful forces: climate regulation and corporate monopoly. Legacy farming is being heavily penalized and restricted, forcing small, independent producers out of the market. Their place is quickly being taken by vast indoor vertical farms and biotech companies specializing in synthetic meat and genetically engineered produce. This transfer of power creates the ultimate food sovereignty crisis. When your meat is grown in a vat and your vegetables are harvested by robots inside a controlled facility, the source of your survival becomes entirely proprietary. Every nutrient, every growth cycle, every genetic line is owned and managed by a handful of corporations. This allows for unprecedented control. They can dial up or dial down the nutrient content, restrict access based on algorithmic scoring, or enforce consumption patterns. Your plate becomes patented, and your health is tied directly to the corporate supply chain. The consolidation of the food supply chain under algorithmic control presents a severe weaponization risk. Imagine a single, centralized software platform managing seed inventories, fertilizer distribution, vertical farm climate controls, and synthetic protein production globally. If this system is compromised or intentionally manipulated, the cascading failures could be catastrophic. Linking this automated food supply directly to our CBDC and digital ID systems, as discussed in previous films, completes the control loop. Food access can be instantly conditional. Miss a payment? Your food allowance is restricted. Fail a compliance check, e.g., carbon score? Your synthetic meat ration is reduced. The power to restrict essential resources, literally to decide who eats and who doesn't, becomes the ultimate leverage point for social and political compliance. Hunger becomes a computational tool. Control over the food supply is intrinsically linked to control over the environment. Climate change is the perfect rationale for implementing massive top-down geoengineering projects like stratospheric aerosol injection, SAI, or weather modification technologies, which promise climate stability but grant unprecedented power over the environment. When powerful international bodies or corporations can systematically alter rainfall patterns, cloud cover, and solar radiation, they gain the ability to create droughts in one region while promoting lush harvests in another. Weather is transformed from a natural occurrence into a programmable strategic weapon. The ability to control the conditions necessary for traditional life, sunlight, rain, temperature, means the controllers can manipulate the entire agricultural economy and force reliance on patented indoor systems. The air we breathe and the sky above us become components of the ecological matrix we must obey. The convergence of AI, synthetic biology, and gene editing, CRISPR, allows the architects of the ecological matrix to go beyond controlling logistics. They can now control life itself. From genetically modified organisms, GMOs, that require specific corporate-owned fertilizers to patented microbes designed to clean polluted areas, the natural world is being rewritten with proprietary code. The ultimate control mechanism is the patenting of life. If all future food sources, seeds, and the microorganisms that sustain the soil are intellectual property owned by a few, individual ecological freedom vanishes. The natural resilience of ecosystems is replaced by the brittle, controlled fragility of highly optimized proprietary systems. When your survival depends on a seed that only germinates with a specific, patented chemical, true independence is an illusion. The war for total global control is not fought with armies. It is fought in the data centers, the labs, and the skies above us. By automating justice, centralizing money, and now, patenting our food supply, the architects of the ecological matrix seek to make human independence technologically impossible. Our freedom is directly linked to the earth, the water, and the ability to grow our own sustenance. We must demand transparency in geoengineering, resist the total corporate enclosure of the food chain, and fight for the right to unmodified, unpatented human-scale production. The choice is simple. Continue to trust the system that wants to manufacture your plate or reclaim your connection to the earth. The time to fight for food sovereignty is now, before the ecological matrix fully locks down the very resources that keep us alive.